Hello, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody, and thanks for joining us at the live at the waterhole this fine afternoon. My name is Andrew, and I'm going to be taking care of you for the next couple of hours during the experience this afternoon. All right, everybody. Don't forget that this is live. It's also interactive, so I'd love to hear from you all, and we can make this as interactive as possible this afternoon and get to know each other. But yeah, you can register yourself on the website if you would like to send questions and comments. You can also take part in the YouTube chat by typing at FC before your message, and then Twitter by using the hashtag option. And there's also some other areas in which you can follow on social media. You can on Twitter at Wild Earth. Instagram is going to be Wild Earth Official, and then Facebook is just going to be the Wild Earth. All right, so that's us this afternoon, everybody. Let's see what this beautiful bushveld can show us this afternoon. All right, so I'm coming to you from Port Alfred this afternoon. Yeah, so I get a little bit of chance just to relax a little bit at home, spend some nice, much waited family time with my dog and my dad out in the Sunshine Coast of South Africa. Beautiful afternoon. Very sunny here, and the rain has just cleared. Penelope, thank you for your message there. Very nice. Are you looking forward to more wonderful waterhole sightings? Yeah, well, this is what it's all about. Doing some what we like to call waterhole watch this afternoon. And we'll see what nature has to offer us. Yeah, I must say, I spent the last 2 weeks at Amakala Game Reserve, now just on a bit of a break. But man, what some good sightings we had out there, having those cheetah cubs. We didn't see too much of elephant, unfortunately. Myself and Morgan got to see a young porcupine, not sure how old, but definitely under a year. So that was quite special. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing what the bush uh, has got for us this afternoon. Right, everybody, I'm just going to troubleshoot something on my side. If you can just give me a minute, I'll be with you in the next.
Join me, Danielle Carstens, in Mashatu, Botswana's land of giants. With over 1,000 elephants, leopards in nyala berry trees, and exclusive access to photographic hides, this is a wildlife photographer's paradise. I'll be there photo guiding you throughout, providing hands-on training and tips. Let's capture striking images together in one of Africa's most rewarding reserves. I would love for you to join me.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
My name is Takudzwa Panda Msesani. I really want to film an artwork, and it has been my goal. I'll be just keeping my eyes open. The worst driver is James. He's driving, yeah. You gotta be holding on back in there, yeah? Like in bumps, and I mean, it happens when, these things happens when you're actually going for animals usually. But then, yeah, he's driving, yeah, you gotta put your seatbelt.
Hyenas love bathing.
Alright everyone, yeah, Tau Game Lodge now. Also, it's another place that I have been to, not Tau in itself, as in the lodge, but I've been to Madikwe Game Reserve. Not that long ago. I spent, I think in total about, with all the times that I've been going to Madikwe, probably, if you add them all up, probably about half a year, spending some time in that land, up in the northwest, very different to other parts of South Africa. So it's quite a harsh, tough environment, Madikwe. It's very close to the Kalahari. Very dry there. Okay, Darcy Miller's favorite animal here, nice male ostrich. I don't know about you, but it seems like it's a lot hotter there than where I am, at least. It's been very cold the last few days. But not here. I can see some heat rays in the background there. Heat waves, if you will, not rays, but heat waves. Yeah, and it's looking like it's a beautiful sunny day for this ostrich, just to walk around, feed around.
This is an unbelievable afternoon.
Wild Earth has launched a special fundraising drive for our non-profit, the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. We're raising funds to source, create, and showcase thousands of untold stories. Stories that spark real action in conservation and social impact. Visit our website to donate and explore how you can become a founding donor.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Most people that know me really well call me Max. I'm a mum. I have two boys. One is 16 years old and one is 14 years old. I'm a very, very proud mama of my two boys. I've just always been passionate about leopards. I'm passionate about their conservation. I'm just passionate about everything to do with leopards. I love them.
Step into the heart of Africa from the comfort of your home.
Female leopard tracks over here.
Join our expert guides for a live 3-hour safari where every moment is real, unscripted, and unforgettable. Ask questions,
Animals rely on their senses.
share your thoughts, and be part of the experience as we explore together. Safari Live.
Okay, wonderful. Seems like some of our problems are fixed on our side with the technical stuff. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, now back at Aldonyo, Kenya. This really seems to be the place this afternoon, doesn't it? Beautiful elephant bull in the back there. Nice giraffe bull. And the rest of them, some, yeah, lovely stripes. Some zebra this afternoon. Yeah, looks like everybody wants to have a drink now. But it doesn't look too hot that side. I think it's just the time of the day where animals want to come down and have a drink. Perhaps it's similar like in Namibia at Ukukoyo, where the predators mainly come and drink at night. So perhaps all of these animals are trying to use the opposite time to have a drink and avoid some predation there. Mr. H, UAE 87 is saying it's a nice elephant. Yeah, he's a beautiful elephant, isn't he? Yeah, he's just standing right there in the middle. Yeah, it's nice tusks as well. Yeah, he's got wonderful tusks. And Joanna, I don't know, does that look broken to you? Or does it look like it's just bending off a little bit there? I'm using a laptop screen here. Maybe you can help me out there, Jana. But that's the main way how elephants would lose their tusks if they're broken is through fights. Sometimes through feeding, but it's mainly from fights because there's just so much force. And you hit that tusk and it actually bends. I don't know if you all knew that, but a tusk, it's a lot weaker than what it looks. It's hollow in the middle and it can bend to a degree. And they snap and that's it. Yeah, Penelope, I agree with you for, everybody that daydreams about Africa. I know when I was a young man and I daydreamed about animals and how I would see them one day, it's completely different to how I see them today. It's just the imagination runs a little bit wild when you're young. But this is it's a lovely African scene, isn't it? So with so many iconic animals, we've got the heaviest mammal on land, we've got the tallest mammal, and then zebras just to fill in all those gaps in between. Yeah, sometimes you must watch elephant very carefully, especially around these smaller watering holes. You watch elephant very carefully. And the other animals, they're very respectful of elephant because sometimes elephants do chase them away from water holes. I think when elephant wants to drink, they prefer to have most of the time just a little bit of space and peace and quiet. But this elephant bull's very almost social to these other animals. Wildlife lady, yeah, no, definitely. Kenya, wow. Yeah, I spent some time in Tanzania, which is next door to Kenya, and the amount of wildlife that I saw, and the whole time I was in Tanzania, my mind was trying to compare it to South Africa the whole time, and it's just a natural thing that your brain does. It tries to compare to what you're comfortable with, and that's what I was doing. And then I soon realized that there is no comparison when it comes to East Africa, and it's known as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, not for no reason. Yeah, it's actually teeming with life. If you look very carefully, there's butterflies flying around. You got a whole bunch of tails from all these animals just moving around. Even the grass is moving. The water is moving. So this is quite a busy little place. Some nice close-ups going there. I don't know if those are parasites flying around this elephant, but there sure are a lot of butterflies around here. So a few things I noticed about East Africa is the summers are actually fairly mild there. If we think of some places in South Africa, and I don't mean to compare again, but you think of some places in South Africa where the temperatures get up to like 46, 48 degrees Celsius. There's been some record temperatures out in some northern parts of South Africa. But yeah, a really hot and humid day out in East Africa. You're looking at like maybe 38 degrees Celsius, so it's wonderfully cool there. But I would imagine now that winter's approaching, come these mild summers, means usually that the winters are probably quite cold there. I'm not going to say freezing as in ice everywhere. Just imagine the air is quite crisp in those early mornings in winter, as it is here in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. Now this giraffe is really edging forward now, but it's almost like it knows it's being watched. It's really paying attention. Oh, Mindy, that's interesting to hear your experience. I always like to hear about people's experiences that they had, because yeah, recently, until like I think about a year and a half ago, I left South Africa for the first time, and I went to Mashatu, and then I went to Tanzania. So now that I have explored some other greater areas other than South Africa, I often think about people's experiences that they felt in those newer lands that they'd never visited before. So it's interesting to hear yours. And 2019 is, it's a while back. You should go again. You should go visit those humble people again. Oh, we've got another second elephant coming. So of course these two elephant bulls without a doubt know each other. Oh, there's some more coming, another third bull coming in. Potentially they're part of the same bachelor group, or potentially not. Sponello, nice to hear from you. Yeah, elephants, they're thirsty. They are thirsty creatures. No, they're large animals. Not just are they large animals, but they are busy animals. Elephants, especially out in these areas in East Africa, they can walk tremendous distances, and feeding also takes up a lot of their effort and their time. And so drinking water is a big part of their life. Not just their day, it's a big part of their life. When we look at these elephants over here, they're obviously very thirsty and they're just drinking. But you must watch elephants when they're hot and they want to cool down and just relax. That's the best way to put it. They really have fun. It's an occasion that they enjoy. Yeah, the sound effects, Catherine, that's what makes the bush a very special place. Of course, there's so many things you can see with your eyes, but that's not the only thing. There's so many sounds that you can hear in nature. From whatever it might be, birds chirping, insects making their shrill sounds, lions roaring, sound of water, sound of wind. Alright, Penelope, you're waiting for 1 ton there. I don't think I've met 1 ton before. I've done live at the waterhole before, but this was quite a while back. So I don't think I've met him. Angeline, very nice question that you're asking. Can elephants drink salt water? Now elephants require, perhaps maybe in some areas of South Africa they can drink slightly, or in Africa they can drink slightly black water. But the way I understand elephants is they need the crystal, crisp, clear water. Clean, healthy drinking water. There's only a few animals that I'm aware of that are actually able to drink salt water. I think camel is one of them that is able to drink salt water and is able to survive with that. But my understanding of elephants is the cleaner the better. The healthier the water, the healthier they will be. It's much like human beings as well. Humans are also, they're very particular about water. These elephants. When I spent some time in Tanzania recently, we didn't see too much of elephant, but the sightings we had were pretty good. So we went to the Tarangire National Park, and that's where we probably saw most of the elephants. And then with the same group, we went and explored on the other side a little bit of Mkomazi National Park, which is not too far from Savo. And we saw 1 or 2 elephant sightings there. But what I found quite remarkable was that most roads that we drove, I saw African wildcat footprints. We never saw them, but the footprints were very regular. And I asked the locals, how often do you see African wildcats? And they said, we see them, but it's not a very common occurring animal to be seen. And looking at the tracks on the ground, I would have expected a lot more African wildcats to be seen because the population seems very good there. Now, when you often watch elephants, especially after drinking water, sometimes they hang around the water. They just stand there and they almost do nothing. And it's not a situation that they're doing nothing. They're thinking. And they're on standby to have another sip of water and catch a rest at the same time. They might wrap their trunk around their tusk a little bit just to help lighten it. And they can stand there without feeling heavy and tired. Those 2 elephant bulls there. The one is pushing there a little bit. And another interesting place to visit, I've never been there, is Amboseli. And from what I learned is the view of Mount Kilimanjaro from Amboseli's side is phenomenal. And also very large tusked elephants occurring in those areas. And what better way to complement an area when you have Mount Kilimanjaro in the background and then you have some animals in the foreground, just splendid. Okay, I think we've spent some really good time here at Aldonyo in Kenya. I think let's go to another spot in Kenya and check it out. And it's going to be at Limtora. Let's go see what's happening that side. All right, nice. We've got some birds and bird watching here at this waterhole here. So ring-necked dove. Looks like it was a morning dove. Ring-necked dove. Some sort of firefinch in the foreground there. And some female weavers. Hey, but I'm not good with these female versions of weavers, I'll be honest with you. Seeing that bird with that chestnut breast in the background.
I feel it is a rosetted morning for us. So yes, let's see what we can find.
My full name is Maxine Gaines. Best part of the job, gosh, I just love everything about guiding. I love being able to observe animal behavior and animals behaving naturally. So for me, that's by far the best part of the job. And so what we do here at Wild Earth is develop those connections with the people that are viewing and maybe just light a little spark that says, you know what, I want to be involved in protecting this ecosystem.
Some of you out there are brilliant at identifying hyenas.
Now, why do you think people have got this huge misunderstanding about reptiles?
Right in front of me there was the face of an astounded buffalo bull.
This is live and interactive, so everybody, if you have any questions and comments, please do send them through and let us know what you'd like.
Starting. Okay, let me just check around here. Okay, so not a small piece of water by any means. I thought it was a lot smaller than this. It's obviously nice and large here. Let's see what else could be in this water here. Yeah, lots of nice little spots here. Lots of little fish. Hopefully we get some herons a little bit later on as well. Wow, just absolutely teeming with life here. Okay, so let's give this one a rest for now. We've seen quite a number of birds. Let's head off back to Madikwe Game Reserve, Tower Lodge, and see what's going on that side. Okay, the water being center of attraction in most of these places. Got some blue wildebeest, some waterbuck, some impalas. And this is a scene that I'm all too familiar with. Yeah, spending some time with Paul back in, when was it, about a year and a half ago? 2 years? Yeah, around about 2 years ago. We got to see a fair bit of wildlife. Yeah, for Paul, we got to see at Madikwe Game Reserve, which was Paul's first time, was things like ground squirrel, which he had never seen before. It's quite nice to show him that. And also, just some wildlife outside of some areas that he often goes to, like wild dog, showing him the Madikwe wild dog, which I have no doubt come running through here quite often.
For years, we've shared virtual wildlife. Now, let's experience it for real. I'm Lauren Arthur, and I'd love to show you my amazing home here in the Greater Kruger of South Africa. This 5-night journey is an exclusive connection to my piece of untamed Africa. I live here in these gorgeous landscapes surrounded by epic wildlife. The wild is calling, so come and join me.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Can you hear that? The wild is calling.
Now, Madikwe Game Reserve does have crocodiles. I'm not sure if they're in all the dams, but most certainly the larger dams, there are some crocodiles. I saw one that was about 3 meters. So some of these animals being and practicing some real caution here. They're rather drinking from these little pools rather than going to the actual main water body. It's a clever way of avoiding crocodiles. Because by the time you see that crocodile, it's most of the time too late. Right, nice scene. Yeah, some good time spent here in northwest at Madikwe. But let's go take a look somewhere else. Let's go to Nguma and see what's going on in Nguma, that side. Okay, it seems very sunny in all these wonderful places that our directors are taking us to this afternoon. Thanks, Chulu. Oh, you've got some good taste, I must say. So Etosha National Park, also another area I would love to go to. Etosha. Wow, there are some stories about Etosha and how wonderful the land is in those areas. Yeah, it's looking fairly dry this side, I must say. I was expecting it to be dry like this. It's Etosha, that's really a land of thirst in a way. Yeah, and animals in the, sort of these greater areas, Kalahari and so on. You see how far distances they really travel. It's mind-boggling, and it's really impressive. When you see desert and semi-desert adapted animals and how they adapt to survive, and one of their adaptations is to have to walk far. And in return, if all these roaming herds are roaming far and missioning far, it means that the predators, they also need to walk quite far. Wildlife lady, a mini migration. I often say that when I see like a group of wildebeest running across the road, I always say a mini migration. But yeah, like I mentioned, some of these distances that these animals can travel in these environments, it's almost migrating. I mean, getting to salt pans and things like that, to get to watering holes, to place of feeding, places where the predators are not roaming. They're tough animals built to survive. Wildebeest, they're we often talk about water dependent animals and independent animals, and it's when I think of these water independent animals, it's always fascinating to hear animals that don't really need these active watering holes and so on. But then by the same token, when you hear about wildebeest and how dependent they are of water, it's a big thing for them to be able to access water and get to these watering holes, and they do it multiple times a day, and it puts them in potentially vulnerable scenarios. Most of the time, and I'm not saying in these environments, I don't think crocodiles will even think about it occurring in Etosha, but you look at environments where wildebeest and crocodiles occur. It's a lot of the time it's the wildebeest that is the main prey item for crocodiles when it comes to these big mammals. And it's because they spend so much time drinking water, and multiple times a day, that if one day the lion doesn't catch them, that potentially one day it's the crocodile. It looks like a cattle egret over there. Yeah, look at this. Look at the tree here as well. The only tree here with the clear browse line. So imagine giraffe often go to that tree and feed a bit. But still being a dry environment and a harsh environment, look at this wildebeest looking fit, strong, bulky, healthy. And then the size of the roaming herds also says quite something about their survival. That they're surviving, that they're able to build these bigger type roaming herds. Looking at that termite mound in the background, trying to sort of get a size in relation to how big these wildebeest are, but the wildebeest are quite far away from it. And in relation to how big this termite mound probably is, yeah, it's probably a fair size mound. So although these wildebeest are not really feeding around here, it's quite an interesting thing to think about how important those termite mounds are in providing nutrient-rich soils and therefore plants around this environment, which these animals therefore can feed on. And often when we track some of these bigger bulk type grazers and you follow them, and they lead you straight to termite mounds, where the grass is going to be quite nutrient rich and much better than some of these drier, more remote areas. It'll be interesting to know what the temperature is here today. So of course, it's going to be a super dry heat in this environment. It's completely different to having a humid environment. It's a different type of a heat. And to watch these wildebeest just standing in the blaring sunlight after a drink of water, catching a rest. And for them, this is okay. Just catch a rest in the middle of the dry sun. Oh, it's about 23 degrees there today. Thanks, Tadiwa, for looking that up for me. Yeah, it's about 23 degrees Celsius there. So where are we now? We're in June. 23 degrees. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I'd imagine, come the cold days of winter, the cold nights of winter in this Etosha National Park, you will know about it. Alright, there's Springbuck, nice big ram, isn't he? Yeah, wonderful looking animal this. Just look at this. Miranda, yeah, that's that's the Miranda. That's the most obvious body part. There's the white reflective parts on their body. Yeah, and that's just it with sort of animals like this. They're in a very reflective environment. Sand and soil is ultra reflective, and also plants. You wouldn't believe it, but they reflect light all the time. So yeah, being in an environment where there's a lot of harsh, hot soil, it helps them to push away some of that heat. A lot of these desert adapted animals, a lot of them, especially antelopes, they've got these white reflective parts. It's the same, if you're sitting in the middle of a desert, what color t-shirt do you prefer to wear? Is it darker color or is it a lighter color? I'll definitely go with a lighter color, preferably white.
This unfolds in front of you. Do you want to know why impala are the most common antelope we find here in the Kruger National Park? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live. Connect with nature.
Join our expert guides at dawn for a live, immersive safari as the bush comes to life.
Found ourselves a chameleon, and look how he's changed color.
Every sunrise brings new discoveries.
Pound for pound, a leopard is one of the strongest cats around.
Ask questions, share your thoughts, and connect with nature live and in real time.
Great excitement, great happiness.
Start your day with adventure.
Out here, every wild moment counts, and as a Wild Earth explorer, you will not miss out. Watch the Wild Earth channel ad-free 24/7, and you can even rewind if you have missed out on something. Enjoy the behind-the-scenes video clips as well as fireside chat, or get the early offers on our travel experiences. It's the best way to stay connected and be part of the Wild Earth family.
Alright, here's a scene we are quite familiar with. Amakhala being right across the road from this game reserve over here. I'm just looking out the window here in Port Alfred, which is not very far from where these zebras are. Probably about 150 kilometers at most. And the weather is very different. Just some of the iconic scenes of the views at in the Eastern Cape are the sort of the rolling hills and the valleys between the hills, the open grasslands, and then the bits of Albany woodland as well. Yeah, looking at that mane of that zebra, there's definitely a breeze happening. Nice little weather indicator on the zebra there. Yeah, still fairly young plain zebra, this one. Staring straight at us. Penelope, you like this watering hole? Yeah, it's a nice scene. I like the red soil and the reflections. And Eastern Cape is known for some pretty wild weather, I must say. Myself and Morgan, we dodged a big bullet, not being at Amakala currently, because they had over 100 millimeters of rain overnight. And myself and Morgan are part of these WhatsApp groups, and the reserve had to close off some of the roads. So you can imagine if we were stuck out there with some naked equipment on our vehicle, yeah, no, things are not going to be good. And if we could even headed out for drives most of the time. So that's the sense we dropped, or we dodged quite a big bullet there. Hans, I'm not going to say it indicates health of a soil or something like that, but it's iron-rich soil that you're seeing there. It's full of iron. There we go. The zebra's had enough for today. Joanna, yeah, the colors the colors are very complementary. Yeah, there's it's very dry. You can see the grassland just far and beyond there. The soil's a bit dry, but there's been some good rains there, and I'm sure in the next little bit it's going to start greening up. Right, but yeah, as we watch this this zebra disappearing off there, we're going to go back to Madikwe Tau Lodge. I believe there's an elephant that's there now. Alright, Tau Waterhole, or Tau Game Lodge, also in the Madikwe Game Reserve. Yeah, while we were here earlier on, Tau meaning lion in the Tswana or Setswana language. Tau, lion. Yeah, and this elephant's having a good old drink. I would imagine this waterhole sees a fair amount of elephants during the day. Just looking at the sheer amount of dung that's on that that bare soil there, it's a fair amount of dung that's been trodden on and flattened out over the times of elephants drinking. Are those teals in the water? Can't really see properly. Angeline, how do elephants defend themselves? Yeah, tusking. I've managed to see an elephant fighting before. Yeah, many times I've seen elephants fighting, but this one scenario that I'm talking about now, it was one of the biggest fights I've ever seen. It also happened in the Eastern Cape, at Amakala Game Reserve, watching these two bulls fighting, and they try and stab each other with their tusks. And to try and defend, the one bull will just need to take it as best he can, especially if they're both into it. And the situation comes in when you have two elephants that are fighting. One is trying to fight and the other one is trying to defend itself. Eventually one is going to say, okay, I'm losing this battle, I need to run now, I need to leave. So it tries to turn and run, and this is where that bull gets tusked, sometimes in the buttocks area or on the side. And if you look very carefully on elephants, you see a lot of tusk holes in their body that get healed over. Itzy, thank you very much. That's kind of you to say that. It's good to be here as well. Yeah, it seems like I'm all over the show at the moment, but it's your birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a good day, and I think you are having a good day because you're spending it in nature now, and on your birthday. So if we see that last minute jackal, we'll definitely point it out. Tadiwa is now director on duty, and she's got a very sharp eye for nature, so if she sees something like that, I'm sure she'll take us straight there. But have a wonderful day in nature and on your birthday. Oh, there's the ostrich sitting down there. What have we got up here? Okay, I think probably just a zoom problem, but yeah, nice catch there, Tadiwa, getting it all straightened out again. These impalas are busy rutting. Nice big bachelor group of impalas here, nice, and they've got fair size horns, not these ones that we're seeing right now. But when I went to Madikwe, after many years that I hadn't been there, the first thing I noticed was just the size of the impala's horns there. Ginormous. Yeah, so it's quite a scene this. You've got those waterbucks slowly walking in. We've got the ostrich watching it all. And you've got the impalas in between running all over the show. Oh, nice spot, Tadiwa. There's a crocodile here even as well. Medium-sized one, I would say. Oh, there's a second one as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's even an African black crake. Just watching it all. Where's this croc going? Even the grey heron on super alert. Oh, look at that grass moving. Ah, it's good camouflage for the crocodile, no doubt. Oh, thanks, wildlife lady. Oh, it was a beautiful ostrich, but we've also got some beautiful crocodiles here. Yeah, they're enjoying the sun there.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Would you like to know the difference between a male and female wildebeest? You can ask me questions like this in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive here in the heart of Africa. Join me on Safari Live and connect with nature.
Step away from your daily stress and escape into nature with Wild Earth. Immerse yourself in the wilderness and become part of the natural landscape. Watch as everything comes alive. Join us as we slow down our thoughts, put aside our distractions, and reconnect with the wild.
We are here with a male leopard.
More out, and very, very unusual to see something like that, and got to witness it with my own eyes. It's a moment of happiness that I managed to see something like that. Jenna, they most definitely do. Crocodiles will hunt birds. But you know, most of these birds that are on the water, these wading birds, or you know, these birds that swim in the water, they know the crocodiles around. They've got really good senses and instincts about them, and they keep their wits about them. But every now and then, yeah, most definitely, crocodiles will grab birds. You know, most of actually what crocodiles eat is actually in the water. It's fish. At least 70% of the average crocodile's diet is fish, and the rest of them is whatever else they can catch. But that does include birds. Yeah, I've never seen a crocodile though eat a bird before. I have seen crocodile catch impala though once, and then I've seen crocodile eating a catfish. I never saw it catch the catfish, I just saw it eating it. Right, some nice bit of close-ups of those crocodiles. Every now and then you see movement. It reassures you that it's not a log. And sometimes you need to make sure. When you think you see logs in the water, gotta make sure. Yeah, once the crocodile goes into water, that's when the game changes. Yeah, totally out of sight when they get into the water. And yeah, most situations they can get so close to their prey without the prey. Oh, what happened now? Oh, maybe it bumped into another crocodile in the water there, I'm not sure. Or if it went for something. It's quite a nice one with this crocodile swimming straight towards us now. Joanne Mello, you love crocodiles. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. I think my uncle would appreciate you very much because he really loves crocodiles as well. He spent most of his adult life actually farming crocodiles. And this is in a time when he started, when crocodiles were becoming particularly endangered in South Africa because of bush meat and for their leather and those sort of reasons, that their numbers were not good. And a community of crocodile farmers came about and started to farm them, and the wild population has increased so much now over the years. Yeah, so in a scene like this, it's actually quite nice if you have a look at the length of a crocodile. And you can see that most of the length is actually made up of its tail. A crocodile's tail is so important because this is where they get their power from when they swim, and this is how they fight other crocodiles, not only with bites but sometimes with tail slapping, which is very powerful. And sometimes crocodiles lose their tails. Does happen. They lose limbs as well, but often in some cases you do see a big piece of their tail is gone from a fight. there's actually been studies. There's actually been some studies done recently about the antibiotics that crocodiles have in their bodies to prevent infection from fights and things like that, and they were presuming that if harvested, there could be some serious cures for a lot of things like cancers and things in humans. Alright, some nice time spent here at Tau and Madikwe, but let's go back to Kenya. Let's go back to Oldonyo and see what's going on there. Oh, lovely. Very nice. We've got a bunch of giraffes drinking now. There's some Hamilton guinea fowl in the background. It looks like some... yeah, superb starlings in the front as well. There's at least two females that are crossing necks over there, and oh, this middle one is a bit tricky to tell. It looks like it could be a young male, but definitely the one on the far right side is a male. Oh, that is lovely. Two in the middle drinking, two on the sides just watching. Okay, so two adult females and then two younger males. Now these females looking pregnant as well. I don't know what's caught the two giraffes' attention. They're staring at something, but it's not a problem. I think they're watching other giraffe in the distance. They'll often stop and stare at them, but they're not feeling threatened or anything. Nara S, yeah, late stages of pregnancy with zebra you can tell, but that's late stages. I'm going to say between the two, which is more difficult to tell that are pregnant, giraffe or zebra. I'm going to go with zebra. It's mainly the late stages. But if you're having a look at this giraffe that's on the far right here, I mean, this giraffe has been pregnant for a while now. It's well over 10 months pregnancy here. So, yeah, I would imagine close to delivering as well.
I met this remarkable rhino bull, whose name is Samson, last year in a place of extraordinary beauty
history and story. I'm going back there to see him in October, and I think you should come with me to his mysterious mountain fastness.
South Africa's wild places are closer than you think, because Federal Airlines brings them to you, from the calm of our FedAir lounge to the smooth boarding of our trusted fleet. We take care of the journey so you can enjoy the adventure. Our flights go beyond the ordinary, connecting you to South Africa's most remote and extraordinary locations. Federal Airlines, your gateway to the South African wild.
If you love watching Wild Earth, here's a little tip. You'll gain access to the channel ad-free. You can rewind and rewatch sightings and gain access to our live Tuesday safaris. There's also behind the scenes videos, fireside chats, and every safari live episode, whenever it suits you. It's just the best way to connect with nature.
Yeah, I think this is more yellow baboon. I got to see them as well up in my time there in Tanzania, but not often. We didn't see them too often. Kinsley, you're 10. Can baboons run fast? I'm not sure the kilometers they can run, but they can run fast. I've seen them run full speed before. And you often see them running at absolute full speed when they manage to spot a leopard and the leopard is walking on the ground. If a baboon can run up a tree, it's going to. But the baboon that I saw running was a unique sighting that I had. Watching baboons on a pylon, so it's like an electrical pole, if you will. The frame of the pole. Anyway, this baboon was sitting up there, and a nice big male was up there as well. And then I noticed at the bottom there was a young brown spotted hyena walking towards some of the baboons that were on the ground. And this dominant male baboon, big baboon, climbed out of his pylon and sat on the ground. Then this hyena would smell and try and go closer to this big male, and this big male wasn't even looking at this hyena. And then suddenly turned around and ran after this hyena, and the hyena ran for its life because it knew if a baboon gets hold of it, it's going to get one heck of a hiding, because being a young baboon, I mean a young hyena. But yeah, that baboon let it go. Oh, this is a nice little youngster. Wow, that is cute, eh? Just drinking mom's milk there. Yeah, very nice camera work. Shame, looks like that youngster's half asleep as well. Oh, that is so so sweet. Nara S, no. Baboons, when they're born, no, they can't walk immediately. No. The a newborn will be like this youngster that you're seeing now. It's going to be held onto the mother's chest very tightly, and its tail sometimes wrapped around its mother's tail. And then when it gains a little bit more confidence, it'll climb on the mother's back. But no, from birth, no, they're not able to walk around. Spinello, most definitely. Baboons can swim. You'd be surprised. Baboons are very well swum, if you will. Look at this young. Oh my goodness! A little bit of bonding time between mom and little baby baboon there. He's looking for the milk. Oh, that is so sweet, man. But yeah, baboons, if they're feeling extremely hot, they can go into water. I've seen it once or twice. I don't think it's very common in South Africa to see it, but when they're really feeling hot and they can't cool down, they'll go and relax in a little pond or something. But the rest of the time, if they're feeling hot, shade is the best. The difference in degrees in the shade versus the sun, especially in summer, it's a big difference. So shade is important. Let's scan around here and see what else could be lurking. Yeah, this has been quite a successful little spot here this afternoon. From birds to all these mammals. There's those firefinches again. Oh, they're pretty little birds. Most of the time to photograph them is a bit of a trick. It's quite nice that they've got no idea that we're even here. Nice, some sparrows in the background. There's a grey-headed sparrow, if I'm not mistaken. I was wondering what was going to be around here. Got a pair of hummerkops here. This is so cool. I'm sure Tadiwa knows all these little places to find some of these animals. All the secret little hiding spots. Nice find, Tadiwa. Hannah, have I seen a Naisna Taraka yet? Yes, I have. I'm very fortunate. I see them even in my garden in the Eastern Cape. Oh, no, I'm very lucky. I saw one at Amakala 2 days before myself and Morgan finished up for the stint. They're beautiful, those Naisna Tarakas. They are something else. But so are these hummerkops. I would imagine this little waterholes teeming with all sorts of amphibian life. Plenty of things for these hummerkops to eat. Alright, we're going to go to a different location now. I didn't quite hear what it was, but Taliba's going to take us there. Let's go see what's happening.
My name is Amy, and today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
What does it take to handle the wild? Balance. Determination. Focus.
Yaku!
And gear that can take a beating so you don't have to.
Yeah, they're also fairly successful, these yellow-billed storks, when they go into these watering holes and they're hunting. I'm surprised we actually haven't seen this one catch something already. Very efficient, and if you watch them for half an hour while they're hunting, you see them catch a few things. Alright, that's a nice one. Okay, we're going to go to the Hoedspruit endangered species camera, see what's happening over there. I believe there's some cheetah on camera at the moment, so let's go take a look. Oh, that is so cool. I got these young little cubs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these ones are a little bit younger than the ones we saw at Amakala. Oh, that is so cool. The little cheetah cubs. Okay, so in case you're wondering how come these animals are in an enclosure at the moment, the reason for that is this is a Hoedspruit endangered species area. It's in Hoedspruit, and they house and they try and assist in conservation of certain endangered species of wildlife, and they've obviously got cameras in there so that we can watch and see what's happening. So very important work that's happening there, and yeah, it's just like any endangered species facility. Cheetahs are usually the one animal that's usually always there, and so there's lots of conservation work done with cheetahs now. When we look at these three over here, just bears in our mind that there's 3 more to the population of cheetah, which is there's so few left. I reckon these cheetahs are about a month old. I would say around about 4 weeks, maybe a bit less. It looks like these cheetahs have woken up from a nice nap. Mags Kruger, oh, thank you for that. 6 weeks old today. Oh, I was 2 weeks off. Oh. 6 weeks old today. That's lovely, Ben. Getting big and strong. And Joanne Mello. Oh, you've obviously been watching them for some time, these young cheetah cubs. Very cute, eh? Yeah, wildlife lady, thanks for that comment. You're welcome. It's nice to be able to continue even when I'm on my holiday at home. But yeah, I'll be with you all for the next. Yeah, it's going to be 4 more days after this one, and then I will resume my break, and then yeah, we'll see you at Amakala on the 23rd for a whole 3 weeks. these cubs are very curious. They're walking around quite a fair bit. And now one is playing a little bit with mom's leg over there. Oh, she's a beautiful cheetah. Look at her. She still seems fairly young. But she's got a nice litter of 3. Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's a nice way to end off the live at the waterhole experience this afternoon. I must say it's been real. A little bit different to what I'm used to, but still, nonetheless, still quite fun. It's nice to be able to explore the different areas and see as much as we can possibly see within the 2 hours. And I think for now, we've got the cherry on the top this afternoon, literally, with that cheetah cub climbing its mom's back. But yeah, thanks very much everybody for your time, and yeah, we look forward to coming tomorrow, same time. We'll be back here same time tomorrow, and yeah, we can continue our topics and our conversations. And I hope you all enjoy the sunset safari that's going to be coming up soon. But yeah, you must all take care and have a wonderful day. From myself and Tadiwa on duty as director, hope you all have a wonderful day. Cheerio. See you tomorrow.
Welcome to Safari Spotlight, a journey to South Africa's wildlife wonders. Join us on an exciting virtual safari to relax, learn, and be inspired. Discover stunning landscapes, come to know our iconic animal stars, and witness profound moments in conservation. If you'd like to plan a safari adventure to these magnificent wildlife places, then visit Wild Earth Travel, where safari comes alive.
Good morning. Thought we would just take some time